I'd love to invite you to get a piece of paper and a pen. And you can also grab some colored pencils, some markers, some paints, some collage materials. The sky's the limit, but really all that's needed is paper and pen. So give a moment for everyone to collect those, your materials. Okay, does anyone need more time to do that, or does everybody have their materials? See Jennifer nodding. See a thumbs up from Jackie. Okay, one sec, no problem, Georgette. We'll wait another minute. So I would like to share with you what we'll be doing. So you have an idea of the space of this container for today. So we'll first do a guided visualization that each one of us will do for ourselves. I'll ask you a question. I'll give you some moments to close your eyes, reflect on that. I'll be playing a little bit of music in the background. And we'll do the same, we'll do one question that's reflecting for ourselves, and we'll do another question in the same way. Then we'll come together as a group and do some storytelling around what came up for us. So when you're drawing or writing on your paper, after the first question, you may want to leave space to add to it. For the second question, you may want a different piece of paper. What the sky's the limit, whatever you're feeling is fine. There may be some things you want to keep to yourself. So if there's anything that you don't want to kind of show to the group, that's fine. But it's really, I really invite each of us, because I think sometimes we like to keep our desires to ourselves and, feel like they need to be locked up over here and we visit them at night for 20 minutes or something. I really invite us to be bold and to share with each other. And I think, as was stated before, we can cut that part out of the recording, right, Jennifer? So we can take pieces out, but there is something to the witnessing for each other. So as much as possible, I invite us to share, but if there is something that you want to just have on another piece of paper that's just for you, that's, keep that too, keep that for yourself. So let's dive in. So for our first question, our first visualization, I would like you again to close your eyes, to connect with that heart space that we were just saying hello to. And from that space, I'll ask you this question and invite you to pause, to notice what comes up before opening your eyes and having some time to record it however you like on the paper. So, asking the heart spaces of Hope and Quem, Georgette and Jackie, Roxanne, Katie, and Jennifer. What is something that you desire for yourself? So in asking your own heart space, you can say, what is something that I desire for myself? What is something that I desire for myself? And when the images, the words, the ideas arise, grab the pen, the colored markers, record words, symbols, pictures. So we'll have another minute to write, record, draw, symbolize. Okay, so we will come back now. Closing off anything there that we'd like to, remind ourselves of, and come to our second visualization. So we'll come back now to listening, really. I would say more than speaking to, listening to our heart space. And close your eyes. And this time, the question that we're posing, so to Georgette, to Roxanne, Jackie, Katie, Jennifer, Quem, to your heart spaces. We're listening. We want to hear from you. What is something that you desire for your community? So asking to ourselves, what is something that I desire for my community? What is something that I desire for my community? And as you're ready, reflecting that back on our pieces of paper. And taking about another minute to finish out anything in your reflection before we come back as a group. Okay. So as we come back together, we'll be telling a story collectively with our desires. So our desires are the main kind of characters or plot twist in the story. The story can go anywhere. The story is really up to us and up to, our hearts and what we're sharing with each other. But I have a prompt to offer for the beginning of our story. And the prompt is, there was once a beautiful bird who would sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desires. So that's our prompt. I hope you can see that beautiful bird sitting outside the window. From there, we can go anywhere. Each person, take a few minutes to add on to that story, what happens next. And then the next person will continue. Again, we're not sitting in a circle. So I think on Zoom, the best way is to kind of name. So we'll maybe trust each other to feel into who's ready to go next and name the next person. And I would like to ask if anyone is feeling called to start off our story. Okay, so Katie, I saw you unmute.
Oh, I've called myself out. Okay, I'll start. So there was once a beautiful bird who would sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desires, joy, real joy, profound joy, getting lost in joy as much as possible. And maybe Georgette can continue.
Oh, and Katie, you're welcome if you want to show us, as part of your story.
I think I think I'm going to decline to share, but I'm happy to read that part.
Very welcome. Georgette?
Yes, Alina. So my desires are to be happy and satisfied with what I'm doing, and for my community, peace and dignity. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of see when you say that, Georgette, I see the bird flying over your community and seeing everyone, being able to freely enjoy time with each other and
yes,
friends and families together. And I don't know if anything else comes up for you that maybe the bird would see.
I'm happy to go.
I thought the previous person was going to respond to the question.
Sorry, go ahead.
But if not, I can go. There was once a beautiful bird who would sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desires, which is to be more patient, especially with my family. And I thought for a long time about how I could represent that in a picture, and was reminded of the session this morning on the elements. And so I was thinking, okay, I need, what I'm hoping for is to be more grounded in the earth. When I'm thinking of water, what I want is water that's smoother and calmer and not, waves sort of beating up. That the fire will be when I'm passionate about something or indignant, but not when I've lost my patience and overreact. And the air reminded me then that I need to think about the deep breathing to bring myself to a place of more patience. Sorry, who's gone? Jackie?
Sure. There was once a beautiful bird who sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desire. It's sitting atop of a guest house, providing shelter from the world and building and strength and acceptance, welcoming each person as they come, positive, negative feelings, but and all the same, and it's providing a space and a venue for everyone to pass through. I think Quinn.
Thank you, Jackie. There was once a beautiful bird who would sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desires for balance and voice. And I'll go ahead and share my picture. I don't know if you can see it.
Is it you on an airplane?
So it's a seesaw. So
Oh,
I'm kind of
seesaw.
sitting on it right in the middle of it. And then it just happens to be right by the beach. And I have this speaker that you speak into, and it's right beside me. And that for me just spoke to voice, and not in the sense that I want to voice all the time, because I'm also the kind of person who enjoys to listen and be there.
Mhm.
So I just want to have my tool of voice to use it when I feel called to do that. And then just the balance that comes about from sitting in the middle of a seesaw, and the balance that also speaks to pleasure and rest and abundance, as is the ocean. And when I was thinking about my community, I think I desire for my community health, love, providence, community for my community as well, justice and gentleness. Um, yeah, Jennifer.
Thank you all. I'll just, yeah, we'll just go feel into it. There once was a beautiful bird who would sit outside my window each morning and sing about one of my deepest desires. I thought it wanted to be held, but it didn't trust my hand. And it was so used to flying away. The bird was very conflicted about its own desires. That's all I want to say right
Thank you, Jennifer. So I've seen this bird, and it kind of flew by Katie and felt her desire for joy, and was kind of flitting and spiraling and riding the winds and enjoying itself. And then it flew over Georgette's community and saw people enjoying each other, feeling at peace, feeling safe outside, saw plants and gardens thriving, and saw Georgette and her family on a walk, enjoying themselves at dusk. And then it flew through the elements of Roxanne's desires, the fire and the water, and drank from the water, warmed itself by the fire, flew through the air, searched for food in the earth, all of the elements, and then came to land on Jackie's guest house roof, and maybe peek inside, as birds sometimes do. Maybe decide, oh, this is a good place to raise my young. I think I might make a nest here one day. And then flit over to the sea and to Quem's seesaw and kind of land in the middle, but then move a little to the left. And then the seesaw moves and then move a little to the right, and then it moves back. And so really kind of playing with that desire for balance in the seesaw. And then coming over to Jennifer and coming close and almost landing on her hand, but then I'm not really sure if I want to land there, and coming back and then maybe stopping on a tree branch and observing, coming back again for a closer look, going back to the safety of the tree to observe and reconnect and say, okay, maybe I need to think about this a little bit more. And then coming to land in a space that came out for me and my desires, which was actually surprising. I'm interested that this came out. What came out really strongly was a space for my own ability to be creative and play, dedicated to that, a dedicated space for that. So it was actually this very concrete place, so the bird maybe could come in, sit at the window and watch me painting or collaging and just having things everywhere, all of the supplies, no need to put them back, because there's actually a whole space for them and they can be out the whole time. And then for the community, for my community, having shared space for that, for play and creativity, and really where our inner children can come out and meet each other and play with each other. And so I don't know if you can really tell, but the top is just roughly like a workshop space. And then this is the community and the little inner children connecting and playing and having, this kind of space that can be offered for everyone to be in. So yeah, so that's our bird and the journey it's taken and all that it's witnessed and that we've witnessed for each other. So I think, you know, as we come to close our story, I think the intention and the wish is that all of these desires are beautiful and valid and don't need any justification or excuse to exist. They do exist. They exist within us, and we can witness them for each other, and we can support each other to bring them into being more fully for ourselves and also for our community. So really hold that intention and for each of you and myself, and invite you as time moves forward to maybe revisit this little bird at night or in the morning or at any time. Think about what they're seeing, what they're observing. Feel in your heart space what that real desire is and how you can bring it forward with the choices you make during the day, each day. I know just for myself, sometimes I think about, how am I choosing to spend this next 20 minutes, right? Maybe there's a little bit of connection with myself that I can do. So I'd like to kind of close with a space for each one of us to share. It can be a word, it can be longer than a word, but to share what we'd like us to hold for each other, for you. I'm going to write these down and I'm going to share with you, I think through Jennifer, I can probably get everybody's email if that's okay. I don't need to have it personally. Feeling solidarity could send it out, but I'm just going to put these together and then share something with you so that you can look at it and put it somewhere if it's helpful to you. So either feel free to unmute or in the chat, you know, a word, a phrase, an image that you'd like us to hold for you as you maintain your true north towards these desires.
Mine is connection comes in many forms.
If it's okay, I'll call on people. Jackie?
Mine is a space for to welcome change and accept differences.
Wonderful. Georgette?
Respect and dignity.
Thank you. Katie?
I'm going to say courage.
Thank you. Roxanne?
Acceptance.
And Clem?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Wonderful. Great. So we have connection comes in many forms, a space to welcome change and accept differences, respect and dignity, courage, acceptance, pleasure. So I'll leave you with our story and experience from today and with one other invitation, which is to maybe try also collaging, which is basically when you find pictures, images, cut them up, paste them onto something. I found this to be really powerful. And I think it's something that, you know, you don't have to feel, again, like an artist to do, but see what comes out, see what you communicate to yourself in that. And I just want to share, because Katie, when you said joy, my big collage when I did this last time with myself was joy. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, it says joy in the middle.
Wow. Thanks for
And there's
sharing.
also that feeling of like joy, you know? Exactly. So it can be anything. It doesn't have, you know, anything, but I think just letting that come out, and I really felt connected with what you said and how you said it.
Fantastic.
So thanks everyone so much for sharing this time together. I really, you know, I think that these spaces are important, and as much as we can create and hold and remind each other of them, that's healing and solidarity. And I'll turn it over to Jennifer for closing.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Alina. That was just a beautiful offering. And I just love sensing that all of us are in different spots and places and contexts, and yet there are these threads in our very human desires that we can turn to and remember that will sustain us too. So thank you.